Hello, I'm Lineke Lijn, and in this video I'm drawing an owl. It's the great hornet, and I love owls. And the film in totally it took 1 hour and 5 minutes to draw. And in this video I've shortened the time, so it's 5 times as fast as normally. And so the film is contained, but I didn't want to cut out anything, so you can follow and I will instruct you step by step what I'm doing. All I'm using is 2 pencils, an HB and a 7B. That's all I needed to make this lovely drawing, and I've made a lot of studies. I've bought a lovely book about birds, and I'm drawing this big great hornet. I love it. I hope this video will be an inspiration to you, and I wish you all the luck. Don't forget to like. Let's get started. What I do first is I take lines, and so I can determine where the body of the owl goes. And now first I will make the contours of the owl. I also determine where the eyes will be, and I can do that easily because of the helper lines I've drawn. First I want to place also the little tip, the ears of the owl, and the eye and the pupils. That's easily done once you have the helper lines to help you out. Around the eyes there are all kinds of little feathers. I will draw them one by one. And I also make a shadow for the pupils of the owl. I take extra good care of the little feathers around the eyes and also on the tip of the ears of the owl. Make sure to place a little bit of light on the pupils and spare this out. Around the beak of the owl there are all kinds of little tiny hair-like feathers. I also draw these, and I also spare out a little bit of light on the nose of the owl. Feathers on the ears I also draw one by one, just by making little shadows on it. You can see now all I do is make little shadows also on the forehead of the owls. There the feathers are really compact and really close to each other. Here I make my little lines really small. And this way it looks like the feathers are really closing in on each other. Feathers around the eyes are also really tiny, so I keep the lines that I make, I keep it really tiny. Here I take out the outer line of the owl, and I make this especially dark. This way it looks like this is really where the contour ends, and I take special care for where the head comes into the body of the owl, and there I make this sharp line. I make the shadows extra dark behind the feathers of where the head goes into the body of the owl. In this way it really looks like the head is on its place. Here I go to the back of the owl, and all I do is make little wave-like lines with little kind like glances of the light, and that makes like a watery shape reflection. This is the wing of the owl, and here I make my lines go straight down. I also keep this a little bit lighter than the rest of the owl, so the wing looks like it's popping forward. Here I'm back at the eye again, and I make in little shadows so the eye looks like it's really inside of the head. And maybe you've noticed, but I keep placing the little lines I make going with the movement of the owl. I think the little hairs around the nose are the most tricky one to draw. But you also see I'm taking now a little paper for the back of my hand, so I will not smear my drawing all around. Now every feather around the eye I take out one by one. This picture took me 1 hour and 5 minutes, and what you are seeing now is that I am drawing 5 times as quick as I would do normally. Here I take out the shadow, and I leave a little bit of white in the pupil. Now I can go in darker, and that sets the eye for so far. Now around the eye there are also many little feathers, and I also draw these one by one. Then I take out the shadow around the eyebrow of the owl and the feather on his head, the ears. Now I can take the shadow and put it around the eye of the owl. It's kind of like a butterfly. Butterfly wing is also drawn the same way. And here is where the head goes into the neck and the body of the owl. I take that out extra dark. Now I can go to the back of the owl, and here are also all kinds of feathers. It's really wave-like lines I make to suggest that there are feathers going on, and it doesn't really matter how you place them. It's really short little strokes you make with your pencil. Keeping the wing light lighter than the rest of the body. So it appears it's going forward if you compare that with the rest of the body of the owl. Once you take out the wing, you simply make the rest darker around the wing, so the wing will pop out. On the head, where the feathers are really compact and really close to each other, I take little lines and make them as small as possible. Now I'm going to switch from HB to a 7B, a real soft pencil. So now all the parts I'm happy with and all the parts I want to make look deeper, I put in extra dark. So I'm pressing really hard on this 7B pencil, and what you get then is more liveliness. The owl seems to pop off the paper because I'm playing now with two kinds of hardness of pencil. The HB is kind of grayish, while the 7B is more going to the black. Now I can play around with the layer I've laid with my HB pencil, and now I can put in really dark shadows with the 7B pencil. You can see it here in the pupil, which will pop out better. I can look like the feathers are getting loose, are coming off the owl and are separately dividing from each other. This is the tricky part, where all the little feathers are around the nose. I think they're especially hard to do, and I just keep following the movement of where the feathers are going, and I flow with them. Here I put in the shadow around the eye of the owl and make it extra dark, so the eyes get extra expression. You can also do this on the forehead of the owl. Some fine definition. Here I'm taking out little feathers that makes the owl more lively and pop off the paper better. Take some more detail. And I make here some strong edges, so you really know where this owl is ending. I'm signing for this picture now, and I hope this is a great inspiration for you. And for the next time, I hope you great luck, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.